Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, Pat San, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/surviving infidelity, where a cheating girlfriend had a threesome during a work party. Let's begin. I found out my wife of 5 years cheated on me. Posted by Reddit user Big Panini.
This is going to be quite a lengthy post, so please bear with me. My wife and I have been married for a bit over 5 years now, and I've been as happy as can be with her. She's a great girl, beautiful, selfless, charismatic, and has helped me a ton in a multitude of areas in my life. She cares for me and our household, has supported me throughout school and my career, supports my dreams and goals, and has been nothing short of a great wife and loving partner. We initially met online and had an online dating phase at first. We lived on almost opposite sides of the globe, around 14-hour flight distance. Our online dating stage lasted for around 5 to 6 months and was your typical long-distance relationship. We'd text all day, video chat, nudes and sexting on occasion, I love you here and there, just about everything you'd expect from a long-distance couple, if you can call it that. Anyway, we were able to meet in person eventually and started living together. All was fine until one day, around 6 to 8 months after we started co-living, I began scrolling through some of her old texts out of genuine curiosity, and I found trails, in some texts of hers with a close friend, of her having met with one of her exes around 2 to 3 months into our long-distance relationship. These were just trails though, nothing rock solid, so I decided to confront her and ask about it. It took a while of discussing, but she eventually cracked and started breaking down while telling me how she had slept with the guy, but that it was only a one-time thing. Upon discovering this, I honestly didn't know how to feel. I felt sick to my stomach and had to distance myself for a bit. When I asked her for details like how, when, and why, she would often say I don't remember, or I don't know, or would just be incredibly evasive or passive-aggressive in general. She absolutely hated talking about that event. She apologized for what she did multiple times, and although I really wanted to know specifics to help me put my suspicions and newly discovered insecurities within our relationship to sleep, I never really got any closure, as her attitude regarding the situation would remain the same. In fact, she would eventually start attacking me whenever I brought it up, and her go-to line was that it wasn't cheating because we weren't together physically. Despite her telling me she loved me, talking to me all day, and being intimate through calls, texts, and video chats, she would call me ridiculous for further questioning what she had done, so I decided to eventually drop it. For the past 5 years, it's popped up in my head and bothered me, but I've been able to put it aside for the sake of our relationship and what we had. Lately though, it's been starting to bother me a lot again, to the point where I can't just push it aside anymore. I don't know what caused this, to be quite honest. Perhaps my own insecurities, or perhaps the fact that we recently visited her home for the first time in years. She hasn't been shady at all or anything of the sort. Anywho, I decided I'd bring it up again to see if the time that has passed would allow her to share what happened with me and why she did what she did. At first it was the same usual response, but I had a lengthy conversation with her and told her how I felt about all of this. She started crying and said she genuinely doesn't remember much of what happened before or after the sex that day. And she went on to say that she thinks her ex might have possibly slipped something in her drink because that entire outing is incredibly foggy in her memory. She says the only thing she knows for sure is that the sex was not enjoyable. Nonetheless, she still decided to go out drinking with him though, and she says her purpose was to get him to leave her alone because he wouldn't stop texting and calling her. But that sounds extremely illogical and just like a flat-out lie. Like, come on, if you're really not interested, block the dude. Anyway, she's now sticking to the story that she might have been raped that night and that she doesn't remember anything, only certain parts, and even those are blurry. She never told me anything of the sort before, and I honestly just don't know what to believe at this point. My gut tells me she's lying, but she's really not the type to lie about serious things like that. I've known her for 6 years, so I'd like to think I know what she's capable of lying about, but the story just sounds like a lie. If she was indeed forced upon or drugged though, then that of course is not cheating. And then there's also the fact that we were a long-distance couple, so I'm honestly not sure how to feel. I just don't know what to do anymore, and I'm not sure what to believe. The whole situation still bothers me, and I'd really just like to see what other people think.
What the hell do you mean that she is not the type of person to lie? You damn donut! Lying is all she has done to you since day one. OP, she absolutely cheated and she knows she fucked up, which explains her avoidance of the subject and the ridiculous lies and accusations. have some self-respect, and kick her to the streets. And now for today's second story. I had a threesome with my coworkers and it ruined my life. Posted by Reddit user Disastrous Rabbit.
I don't even know why I'm posting it, but I really just want to get all out because I feel so awful about it. To start, there's me, my female coworker R, and my other male coworker, and all of us are in relationships with and being married with kids. Just a regular work night out. This was my first time going out with work, though the others had been on nights out before. I suffered in the past with substance issues, so when I offered R to stay at my house as she doesn't live local, I warned her that I did not intend to do more than have just a few drinks and briefly explain my past. The night started off like any other, but when the bars closed, I was pretty drunk and invited a few people back to my house to continue on with the party. There was about 6 of us, and after drinking too much, I ended up taking stuff I shouldn't have. After a while, everyone left except for me. R and N, they started having these deep conversations admitting they are in love with each other, but R said she can't do anything because N is married. N said he doesn't care about his marriage and wants a threesome. I replied absolutely not, and if you want to do something, that's your business, but keep me out of it. I then went to the bathroom. N followed me in and tried to kiss me among other things, but I kept telling him I wasn't interested. Their conversations went on, with the 2 of them eventually asking me to leave the room. Keep in mind, this is my house. I left and at this point felt kind of shit and like the whole situation was strange. So I drank more and more and more. They called me in and kicked me out multiple times, and each time I left the room I sat in my kitchen and drank some more. All I could think to myself was, why didn't I just kick him out? I guess my thoughts were just all over the place. I came back into the room. I don't remember much at this point, but I know N was insistent on a threesome. Their conversation went on for a while, and after this, everything I remember is in like split-second snapshots. We were in my bedroom, all 3 of us, having sex. I don't remember how we got there or how I took my clothes off because it had a zip on the back. I don't exactly know what we did, but I know sex was involved. I'm so angry at myself. I love my boyfriend so much and I never thought I would do anything like this. Flash forward to the morning after, and I've woken up realizing what I did. I knew straight away I had to be honest with my boyfriend, so that's what I did. Understandably, he was devastated and said he needed time to think over things. He knows I would never cheat sober, but is upset I messed around with alcohol and substances because of my past issues with losing control. I feel like I've ruined my whole life. I feel disgusting. I keep having these flashbacks of the snippets I can remember and I feel sick. Not to mention, when I woke up, I had all these scratches and marks with no idea how I've got them. My boyfriend keeps asking me what happened, but honestly, I don't know what to tell him because I don't even know myself. I've let myself and everyone else down, especially my boyfriend. He knows I regret it, but I don't think anyone will ever understand just how much. I guess I just wanted to get this off my chest. I'm an awful person. Edit to add, as a few people have mentioned it. I'm starting back therapy tomorrow. I have previously attended for years as I have BPD. I am currently sober almost a month and plan on continuing.
OP, while I am glad that you're getting your shit together and going to therapy, it still doesn't change the fact that you made the conscious decision to cheat. Yes, that was a conscious decision. You knew damn well what they were doing. You knew damn well what will happen if you kept on drinking. But you still did it anyway. Don't blame it on the alcohol. You made that decision sober. You just needed the alcohol to actually do it. Take some responsibility instead of just whining about it on Reddit. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to Patson to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.